I've been making watch videos for a few years now. That seems weird to me. The other day someone asked me what my goal is with this channel. Am I trying to build a brand? Am I trying to make money? Where do I see all this going? I just laughed. Going? It's already there. I make videos about watches that interest me and people seem to enjoy them. That's really all I want. But those questions made me reflect. And I've been really damn lucky to spend time with so many awesome timepieces, very few of which I own. So the question came to me, what are my favorite watches that I've reviewed? More specifically, what are my 10 favorite watches that I've reviewed but don't own? This video is more for me than it is for you. A chance for me to appreciate what I've had the fortune to experience and find maybe you'll enjoy this too, I guess. I can't stop you. So in no particular order, my 10 favorite watches that I've reviewed and which I don't own because obviously if I own it I really like it, so that's not very exciting. Number 1. Bell & Ross Matte Black Ceramic Diver. Lordy, this is a cool watch. That divisive Bell & Ross square design in a fully ceramic black case with those orange accents, forget about it. I really like ceramic. I'm mortally afraid of scratches, and ceramic offers protection, and it's also a little lighter than steel. I say a little lighter because I was surprised by the heft of this 42mm watch. It comes with a rubber strap and a hook and loop strap, Velcro basically. The rubber I found uncomfortable. The nylon was great though. The watch lists for $4,600 and can be found for much less with a little hunting. There's a real chance that I'll own this or another Bell & Ross diver someday. Number 2. Moser Streamliner Center Seconds. This is Moser's take on an integrated bracelet sports watch, and what I like so much about it is that it takes a totally different approach. Most integrated bracelet watch designs have a more industrial, harder look to them. The Streamliner watches are elegant and look like something you might find living under a rock. That doesn't sound like a compliment, but I do mean it to be. It's a flowing design. 40mm wide, 12mm thick with 120 meters of water resistance. And the price is $21,900. And if that price bothers you, don't worry. You don't have to pay it because they're more like $30,000 on the gray market. So you got that going for you, which is nice. Number 3, Sinn 556i, a crowd favorite. A 38mm watch that's as versatile as anything you can get for $1,500, and from a great brand. I owned one of these and I really liked it. I got rid of it because for me it was a placeholder watch. What I really wanted was an Explorer 1, but the 556i is absolutely worthy of being a goal watch and not a proxy watch. Over the years, prices have gone up about $400, but I still think the 556i on a bracelet is worth the price. Number 4. Rado Tesh Chauhan. Another watch that I've been very close to buying and one that I didn't expect to like. This watch was a collaboration between Rado and a designer named Tesh Chauhan. Before I reviewed this watch, I wasn't familiar with his work, but after wearing this for a week, I was a fan. There is nothing that looks quite like this, and that's one of the things I enjoy about it. When I was wearing this, several people asked me if it was a smartwatch. Now I guess if you spend $2,000 on a mechanical watch, that question could offend you, but I love it. I just enjoyed wearing something so unusual that people didn't know how to categorize it. I still want to own this. Number 5. The 2022 Breitling navitimer. When Breitling asked me if I wanted to review the navitimer, I wasn't excited. They just didn't do anything for me. So I said, how about this? How about you send me all 3 sizes? Maybe that'll get me interested. And they did, and I was. I not only found these beautiful, but useful. During my week with the navitimers, I actually used the slide rule bezel to convert distances and temperatures. While I expected to prefer the smaller watch, the 41mm size, the one I wore the most was the 46mm reference because either I liked how it wore or I felt the need to compensate for something, or both. Why not both? Number 6. IWC Porsche Design 3743. This watch dates back to the late 1980s when IWC was collaborating with Porsche Design, a design studio run by Ferdinand Porsche who designed the 911. This 35mm titanium chronograph is a nearly forgotten reference in the world of vintage watches, and that's too bad because it's so interesting. Not just the collaboration, but the design itself, the early use of the titanium bracelet, and the fact that it uses the first ever mecha quartz movement, a movement made by Jaeger-LeCoultre. I'd love to see a modern take on these designs or even a reissue, but I don't see that happening anytime soon. Number 7. Grand Seiko SBGM 221. I still refer to this as the most beautiful watch you can buy for under $5,000. The perfectly cut hands and markers, that blued GMT hand over the deep cream color, it's so good. At the time I reviewed this watch, I actually owned it, but as someone afflicted with scratchophobia, I lived in fear of causing cosmetic damage to this watch. That's right, I found it so beautiful that I could not comfortably own it. But still, every time I see a photo of this watch, I sigh longingly. It's actually made me think that maybe there's a market for pre-scratched watches. Pay less, and get a watch that you don't have to put the first dent in. Double win. Number 8. Patek Philippe Neptune 5085. This short-lived Patek is like nothing on the market today. Maybe you're glad about that. This isn't for everyone. The steel bracelet uses a strange beads of rice design, the case wears small, even for 37mm, and the dial looks like it was designed by a toddler who was told to design a watch face that looked like it was designed by an infant. But I like it. This uses the same asymmetrical movement as the Nautilus 5712, which everyone hated until they couldn't get one. Humans are so predictable. Number 9. Tutema M27Cs. Years after I reviewed this watch, I still find myself thinking about it and if I should buy it. I haven't spent much time thinking about why I like it, but it's worth investigating. As Socrates said, the unexamined watch collection is not worth having. I guess I like the orange. Orange dials are attractive to me, but more than that, I appreciate the design of this titanium case and bracelet. The hooded lugs, the H-link bracelet, the bezel grips, all of these elements are original without being obnoxious. From a distance, everything looks like this, but up close, nothing looks like this. And for around $2,000, just ideal. And number 10, Sinn 856 UTC. GMT? Check. Water resistant? Check. Scratch resistant? Check. Great size? Check. Cool brand? Double check. This is one that I requested to borrow from a friend. I'd always admired the 856 UTC. The design, the tech, the movement, it just works for me and my brain. As I said in my original video, it's a combination that puts me in my happy place. For $2,500, this is a truly great option for a mechanical tool watch, and one that's going to hold up really well to use. The owner of this watch wore it to work in a warehouse every day for years, and there's still not a scratch on it. I remember reading a YouTube comment that was skeptical of that fact, but I can confirm it. That's how tough Sinn's tegmented steel can be. And those are my top 10 favorite watches that I reviewed and which I don't own. And there are 4 honorable mentions that I want to include. The Vero Open Water Ridge Trail, an affordable diver from a company based in my hometown of Portland, Oregon. The Zenith Chronomaster Original, a vintage-inspired watch that made me question whether or not I could be a chronograph guy. The Tutema M2 Pioneer Chronograph, a beastly titanium diver chronograph that's as tough as it looks. And the Tag Heuer Night Diver, a black watch with a fully loomed dial that makes you realize how fun watch collecting can be. I really do feel lucky to have been able to spend time with these watches. This isn't a jobby job for me. I don't do this for money, I do this because I love watches, and I also happen to like making videos. And so I feel lucky that anyone would want to watch these videos and talk with me about this stuff, even if your opinions are obviously wrong. So I'll keep at it, and you keep at it, and together we can give me a way to play with watches without draining my bank account. Thank you for your service.